Listen to me. The time for excuses is over. The time for waiting is over. The time for hoping is over. It's time to get it done. You've been sitting on that dream, talking about your goals, waiting for the right moment. Let me tell you something, the right moment is now. Too many people talk about what they want to do. Too many people make plans and never act. But the difference between the successful and the average, the successful execute. They don't just think about it. They don't just dream about it. They wake up, they grind, and they make it happen. Some of you are waiting for the perfect time, but guess what? There is no perfect time. The only time you have is right now. Either you're making progress or you're making excuses. Either you're committed or you're comfortable, but you can't be both. It's time to get up. It's time to grind. It's time to stop talking and start doing. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. You owe it to your future, whatever it is. Starting that business, getting in shape, writing that book. Do it now. No more delays, no more waiting. The time is now. There is no perfect moment. There is no right time. There is no magical day when everything lines up, the stars align, and success just falls into your lap. The only time you have is now. Right now. Too many people waste years waiting for the perfect moment to start. They wait for the right conditions, the right mood, the right feeling. They tell themselves, I'll start when I have more money. I'll begin when I feel more confident, or I'll take action when the timing is better. But the truth is, the timing will never be perfect. Life will always throw distractions, challenges, and reasons to wait. If you keep waiting for the right time, you will be waiting forever. Look at the people who are successful. Look at the people who have built something great, who have achieved their dreams. They did not wait. They did not sit around hoping for the perfect conditions. They started where they were with what they had, even if they weren't ready, even if they were scared, even if they had doubts. Because they understood one thing, action creates momentum. When you take that first step, even if it's small, you break through the fear, the hesitation, and the excuses. You shift from being a dreamer to being a doer. The problem is that most people get stuck in the thinking phase. They overanalyze, overplan, and overcomplicate. They tell themselves they need to learn more, prepare more, research more. They spend months or even years getting ready. But what they don't realize is that real preparation comes from action. The best way to learn is by doing. The best way to improve is by starting. You can sit around reading books about business all day, but until you actually start your business, you won't truly understand what it takes. You can watch 100 workout videos. Knowledge is important, but execution is what separates winners from the rest. Some people are afraid to start because they fear failure. They think, what if I fail? What if I make mistakes? What if I'm not good enough? But failure is not the enemy. Failure is the price of success. Every person who has achieved something great has failed over and over again. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots. Elon Musk had businesses that failed before Tesla and SpaceX succeeded. Oprah was fired from her first TV job. The difference is that they did not let failure stop them. They did not use failure as an excuse to quit. They used it as fuel to get better. Fear will always be there. Doubt will always be there. But you cannot let fear control your actions. You cannot let doubt hold you back from taking the first step. The only way to build confidence is by taking action. Confidence does not come from sitting around thinking about success. Confidence comes from proving to yourself that you can do it. The more you act, the more you build self-belief. The more you push yourself, the more unstoppable you become. Excuses are the biggest dream killers. People say they don't have enough time, but they spend hours watching TV and scrolling through social media. People say they don't have enough money, but they waste money on things that don't bring them closer to their goals. People say they're too tired, but they don't manage their energy or prioritize their dreams. If something is important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, you will find an excuse. Your success is in your hands. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. You have to go get them. You have to be willing to work when others are resting. You have to be willing to push forward even when it's hard. The people who succeed are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who showed up, put in the work, and refused to quit. There will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges. But if you let those things stop you, then you never truly wanted it in the first place. The ones who make it are the ones who decide that nothing will stop them. No excuses, no waiting, just action. because they understand that success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. Success is about creating the moment, and that moment is now. You either do it or you don't. There's no in between. The world does not reward people who almost succeed, who almost take action, who almost chase their dreams. It rewards those who execute. It rewards those who show up every single day and get things done. Too many people live their lives in the almost phase. They almost started that business. They almost went to the gym. They almost applied for that job. But almost does not count. Nobody remembers the people who almost made it. The people who win are the ones who execute. Execution is what separates dreamers from doers. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has ideas. But ideas mean nothing without action. The marketplace does not care about how many good ideas you have in your head. It only cares about what you bring to the table. Look around. There are thousands of people with great ideas who never acted on them. And there are people with average ideas who executed relentlessly and became wildly successful. That is the difference. That is the mindset that determines who wins and who loses. The problem is most people don't take action because they are stuck in their comfort zones. They want to succeed, but they don't want to be uncomfortable. They want to win, but they don't want to feel the pain of discipline. They want the results, but they don't want to put in the work. That is why they keep making excuses. That is why they keep delaying. They tell themselves, I'll start next week. I'll do it when I feel ready. I'll wait until I have more motivation. But motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. If you rely on motivation, you will always struggle to be consistent. Execution is not about how you feel. Execution is about making a decision and sticking to it no matter what. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who felt like working every single day. They are the ones who worked even when they didn't feel like it. They are the ones who showed up on the days they were tired, the days they were uninspired, the days they wanted to quit. They did it anyway. That is why they succeeded. That is why they are at the top, because they built a habit of execution. Think about it. Every time you make an excuse, every time you delay taking action, you are robbing yourself of success. You are choosing comfort over growth. You are choosing laziness over progress. And the truth is, every time you push something off until tomorrow, you are training yourself to procrastinate. You are reinforcing a mindset of avoidance, and that mindset will destroy your potential. The more you delay, the easier it becomes to keep delaying. Before you know it, weeks, months, even years have gone by, and you are still in the same place. Look at the people who make things happen. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for the perfect time. They don't overthink. They execute. They take the first step. Even if they're scared, they start before they are ready. They understand that progress comes from movement, from momentum. The more you act, the easier it becomes to keep acting. But the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. Failure is not the enemy. The enemy is inaction. People are so afraid of failing that they choose to do nothing. But doing nothing is the worst failure of all. At least if you try and fail, you learn something. You grow, you improve. But if you do nothing, you stay stuck. You never move forward. The biggest regrets in life are not the mistakes people made. They are the chances they never took. So the question is, do you want to keep making excuses? Or do you want to win? Do you want to keep delaying, or do you want to build something great? The answer is in your actions. You don't have to feel ready. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. Because execution will always be excuses. Every single time. Motivation is a great feeling, but it comes and goes. Some days you wake up ready to take on the world, and other days you don't feel like doing anything. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will never be consistent. And without consistency, you will never reach your goals. The most successful people in the world do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They understand that motivation is temporary, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. Think about it. How many times have you felt motivated to start something, only to lose that motivation a few days or weeks later? You start going to the gym, but then you skip a few days, and before you know it, you stop going altogether. You start working on a business idea, but then you get bored, distracted, or discouraged, and you give up. This is what happens when you rely on motivation. It fades, and when it does, so does your progress. But discipline is different. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to do it. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's going to the gym when you don't feel like working out. It's putting in the work when no one is watching. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you push yourself to do the hard things, even when you don't feel like it, you build mental toughness. You prove to yourself that you are in control of your actions, not your emotions. And once you develop this mindset, nothing can stop you. You will not need motivation to keep going because your habits will take over. Successful people don't wake up every day excited to work hard. They just do it because it has become a part of who they are. Most people fail not because they don't have talent, intelligence, or potential, but because they lack discipline. They get excited about something for a short period and then quit when it gets difficult. They look for quick fixes and easy solutions instead of putting in the consistent effort required to succeed. But success is not about doing something once in a while. It's about showing up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. It's about being committed to your goals, no matter how long it takes. Discipline is what separates winners from losers. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants to be fit, rich, or accomplished. But not everyone is willing to put in the work. The difference is in the daily habits. The person who works out every day, even when they don't feel like it, will always be in better shape than the person who only exercises when they feel motivated. The entrepreneur who puts in the work every single day will always be ahead of the one who only works when they feel inspired. The key is to stop relying on your feelings to determine your actions. If you only do things when you feel good, you will never be consistent. You have to create a routine, build habits, and stick to them no matter what. The best athletes, the best business leaders, and the most successful people in any field have one thing in common. They show up and do the work, even on their worst days. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They execute. This is not about being perfect. It's about being disciplined enough to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel frustrated. Some days you will fail. But none of that matters if you keep moving forward. Success is not about how you feel in the moment. It's about what you do consistently over time. Discipline is greater than motivation because motivation fades, but discipline lasts a lifetime. Most people believe they need to be ready before they start. They think they need more knowledge, more preparation, more time, or more resources before they take action. But the truth is, no one ever feels truly ready. If you wait until you feel ready, you will never start. Success is not about waiting for the right moment. It's about creating the right moment through action. The people who achieve their goals are the ones who take the first step, even when they are scared, uncertain, or unprepared. Think about all the successful people in the world. They did not wait for perfect conditions. They did not sit around waiting to feel confident. They took action even when they had doubts. They started their businesses, careers, and personal journeys despite their fears. They understood that progress comes from movement, not from waiting. Fear and doubt are normal. Everyone experiences them. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not the absence of fear, it is how they respond to it. Unsuccessful people let fear hold them back. They overthink, hesitate, and convince themselves that now is not the right time. But successful people use fear as fuel. They understand that action reduces fear. The moment you take the first step, the fear starts to lose its power. The biggest mistake people make is believing that they need to be 100% confident before they begin. Confidence does not come from thinking about something, it comes from doing it. When you take action, even when you are unsure, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Each step you take builds your confidence. The more you do, the more you believe in yourself. If you wait for confidence before you start, you will be waiting forever. Criticism is another trap that stops people from taking action. Many people tell themselves they need to know everything before they begin. They spend months or even years researching, planning, and preparing, but they never actually start. They convince themselves they are being productive, but in reality, they are just avoiding the discomfort of action. The truth is, you will never know everything. You will never be 100% prepared, and you don't need to be. The best way to learn is by doing. Experience is the best teacher. Think about learning to ride a bike. You can read books about it, watch videos, and listen to experts. But until you actually get on the bike and start pedaling, you will not learn. The same applies to everything in life. You have to start before you feel ready. You have to be willing to make mistakes, fail, and learn along the way. That is how progress happens. People often overestimate what they need to start. They think they need more money, more connections, or better skills. But if you look at the most successful people, you will see that many of them started with nothing. They didn't have the best resources, but they used what they had. They took the first step, and as they move forward, they figured things out. You don't need to have everything in place to begin. You just need to start. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person had a first day when they didn't know what they were doing. But they started anyway. They put in the work, learned from their mistakes, and got better over time. They didn't let fear stop them. They didn't let self-doubt control them. They understood that the only way to get better at something is to do it. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. The more you delay, the more excuses you create. Your mind will keep finding reasons to postpone, and before you know it, months or even years will have passed. But when you take action immediately, you break the cycle of procrastination. You build momentum, and momentum is powerful. Once you start, it becomes easier to keep going. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. The time to start is now. Even if you are scared, even if you don't know everything, even if you feel unprepared, start anyway, because action is what leads to growth, learning, and ultimately success. Excuses are easy to make. They give you a way out, a reason to justify why you haven't done something, why you haven't taken action, why you haven't reached your goals. People convince themselves that they don't have enough time, enough money, enough support, or enough experience. But the truth is, excuses are just lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. They keep us stuck in the same place, preventing us from moving forward. Every excuse is a decision to settle for less than what you are capable of. The reality is, no one has perfect conditions. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who found a way despite the obstacles. They refused to let excuses control their lives. They understood that success is not about what you have. The moment you stop making excuses, the moment you take back control over your life. Time is one of the biggest excuses people use. They say they don't have time to go to the gym, to start a business, to learn a new skill. But the truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. It's not about having time, it's about making time. The most successful people in the world have the same number of hours in a day as everyone else. The difference is they prioritize what matters. They cut out distractions. They stop wasting time on things that don't bring them closer to their goals. If something is truly important to you, you will find time for it. Money is another common excuse. People say they don't have enough money to start a business, invest in themselves, or chase their dreams. But history has proven that many of the most successful people started with nothing. They didn't wait for the perfect financial situation. They found ways to start small, to work with what they had, to be resourceful. If money is an issue, instead of using it as an excuse, find a way to overcome it. Learn new skills, save, invest wisely, or start with what you have. There is always a way forward if you are willing to look for it. Fear of failure is another excuse that keeps people from taking action. They worry about what others will think, about making mistakes, about not being good enough. But failure is a part of success. Every successful person has failed at some point. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as a lesson, as motivation to improve. The only true failure is never trying at all. If you let fear of failure control you, you will never move forward. The key is to take action despite the fear. People also use their circumstances as an excuse. They say they were born into a difficult situation, that they don't have the right connections, that life is unfair. And while it's true that not everyone starts at the same place, success is not about where you start, it's about where you choose to go. Many people have come from difficult backgrounds and still achieve greatness because they refuse to let their circumstances define them. They worked harder, they stayed focused, they didn't let excuses dictate their future. Making excuses gives you temporary comfort, but it doesn't change your reality. You might feel better telling yourself why you can't do something, but at the end of the day, nothing changes until you take action. Excuses keep you stuck. They rob you of opportunities. They keep you from reaching your full potential. The only way to break free from excuses is to take responsibility for your life. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop telling yourself you can't. Instead, start asking yourself how you can. When you stop making excuses, you realize that you are in control of your life. You realize that you have the power to change your situation, to take action, to create the life you want. It won't be easy and it won't happen overnight, but every step you take moves you closer to your goals. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you start making progress. Discomfort is something most people try to avoid. They want success, but they don't want to go through the struggle it takes to achieve it. They want the reward without the effort, the results without the sacrifice. But the truth is, growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. If you are not willing to be uncomfortable, you will never reach your full potential. The most successful people in the world understand this. They embrace discomfort because they know it is the price of greatness. Most people live their lives trying to stay comfortable. They avoid challenges, they avoid risks, and they avoid anything that makes them feel uncertain. But staying comfortable means staying the same. If you never push yourself beyond what feels easy, you will never improve. Think about it. When you work out, your muscles grow because you push them beyond their current limits. If you always lift the same weights, do the same exercises, and never challenge yourself, your body will never change. The same principle applies to every area of life. When you step outside of your comfort zone, you expose yourself to new experiences, new challenges, and new opportunities for growth. You develop new skills, gain confidence, and become stronger. Every time you do something that scares you or challenges you, you become a better version of yourself. The more you push yourself, the more you realize that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Discomfort is a sign that you are growing. If you feel nervous, uncertain, or even afraid, that means you are pushing yourself into new territory. Instead of running from that feeling, you should embrace it. When you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. You stay in the same place, repeating the same patterns and wondering why nothing in your life changes. But when you embrace discomfort, you open the door to new possibilities. Think about the most successful people in the world. They did not get to where they are by staying comfortable. They took risks. They failed. They faced rejection. And they kept going. They put themselves in situations that forced them to grow. They didn't let fear or discomfort stop them. They used it as fuel. The key to success is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to struggle. You have to be willing to do things that scare you. You have to be willing to fail, to learn, and to keep moving forward. The moment you decide to embrace discomfort instead of avoiding it is the moment you start to grow. Most people wait for the perfect moment to start something new. They wait until they feel ready, until they feel confident, until they feel comfortable. But the truth is that moment never comes. If you wait until you feel completely comfortable, you will be waiting forever. Growth does not come from waiting. It comes from taking action. The people who succeed are the ones who take action even when they feel uncertain. It's easy to stay where you are. It's easy to do what you've always done. But if you want something more, you have to be willing to go through discomfort. You have to push yourself beyond what feels easy. The pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. If you avoid discomfort today, you will wake up years from now wondering what could have been. But if you embrace discomfort, you will wake up to a life that you built through effort, struggle, and perseverance. The choice is yours. You can either stay comfortable and stay the same, or you can step outside of your comfort zone and grow into the person you were meant to be. The people who win in life are the ones who are willing to be uncomfortable. They are the ones who understand that every great achievement comes with struggle. They are the ones who push through fear, pain, and doubt because they know that discomfort is temporary, but growth is forever. Success is not something that happens overnight. It's not something that magically appears in your life without effort. It is built through daily actions, consistent habits, and relentless discipline. Many people dream of success, but few are willing to do what it takes every single day to make it a reality. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck, talent, or circumstances. It's discipline. It's the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Most people start with excitement. They set goals, make plans, and feel motivated. But motivation is temporary. It fades when things get hard, when obstacles appear, when results don't come as quickly as expected. This is where most people give up. But successful people understand that success is not built on motivation. It's built on discipline. They show up every day whether they feel like it or not. They put in the work even when no one is watching. They stay committed even when progress is slow. Discipline is about making the right choices even when they are not the easiest choices. It's about sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term success. It's about staying focused on your goals even when distractions try to pull you away. People who lack discipline make excuses. They blame their circumstances. They say they don't have time, they're too tired, or they'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. The disciplined person takes action today. Every successful person has developed habits that push them toward their goals. They wake up early, they exercise, they read, they learn, they work on their craft. They don't rely on willpower alone. They create routines that make success inevitable. They understand that consistency is more important than intensity. It's better to work a little bit every day than to work hard for a short period and then stop. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. They don't train only when they feel motivated. They train every day, rain or shine, whether they feel like it or not. They follow a strict schedule, eat the right foods, and get enough rest because they know that discipline is what separates the good from the great. The same applies to every area of life. You want to be successful in business, relationships, health, or any other area, you need discipline. The hardest part of discipline is pushing through the moments when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or unmotivated, but those are the most important days to show up. Those are the days that define whether you succeed or fail. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired, but champions push through even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is not about being perfect. You will have setbacks, you will have failures, and you will have days when you slip up, but what matters is how you respond. Do you give up or do you get back on track? Successful people don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, or a bad year. They recognize their mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward. The beauty of discipline is that it gets easier over time. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more powerful it gets. What feels difficult today will feel natural tomorrow. Over time, discipline turns into habit, and habit turns into success. If you want to change your life, start by developing discipline. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop making excuses. Start building daily habits that push you toward your goals. Show up every day, do the work, and stay committed. Success is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. The people who win are not the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Success is not about luck, talent, and perfect circumstances. It is about discipline, consistency, and the ability to push forward even when you don't feel like it. Every great achievement in history was built on daily habits, sacrifices, and relentless commitment. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence or opportunity, but the willingness to show up and put in the work every single day. Discipline is what separates dreams from reality, goals from accomplishments, and ideas from execution. If you want to achieve something great, stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action now. Train your mind to push through discomfort, to overcome excuses, and to stay focused when distractions arise. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The greatest rewards in life come to those who refuse to give up, who stay consistent in their efforts, and who trust the process. Your future is shaped by what you do today, so make today count.